What's going on, beer lovers, and welcome to another episode. Today we are drinking a very special beer. I'm just going to go ahead and read the description to you. It is not your standard bourbon barrel-aged stout with vanilla added. This Imperial Stout is aged in a single vanilla extract bourbon barrel for 40 months and further conditioned on Mexican vanilla beans at a rate of 1.5 pounds per 10 gallons. It's over 3 vanilla beans per bottle. Recklessly decadent in every sense. If that does not get your panties wet, then I don't know what else will. So if you're ready, stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode, beer lovers. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we are reviewing a very special beer. I just got lucky. Some friends of mine let me know that this was going on sale. This is called Chop and Scrape from Alvarado Street Brewing Company. It is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout with a ton of vanilla. And it's at 14.5%. So it's a big boy, but it also has a ridiculous amount of vanilla. What did it say? One pound per 10 gallons? 1.5 pounds per 10 gallons, guys. For all you homebrewers out there, I'm sure you know what that means. Like, that is a lot.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Speaking of expensive, I would not try to find this on the beer black market because I guarantee you it is out of your price range. I spent a stupid amount of money on this. It was an impulse buy, but you know, I miss bottle shares. I miss getting like some new hype beers. Like I basically was just picking up local craft beer during everything that was going on last year and this year, and I really wanted to treat myself.
That's a treat. This is
I
this
spent
is
a
the
pretty
definition of a treat.
Well, we're about to find out. That's for damn sure. So you always know that a beer is good when it's covered in wax. Just kidding. That is not true. Do not believe that lie. However,
new viewers, disregard that.
However, this is from a brewery that both Jacob and I are quite familiar with, Alvarado Street.
Yeah.
And they make just some incredible beers. I'm definitely more familiar with their IPAs than their stouts. But given their track record, I'm going to say this is going to be really, really good. So this sucker's covered in wax, and I don't have anything to cut it open with nearby, so we're going to figure that situation out, and we'll be back when the beer is poured. We'll see you in a minute.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so the beer is poured, and it is like black as tar, man.
Yeah.
It is black as night. I don't think it gets much darker than that. There is like a hint of like the brown along the top rim. But other than that, oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. So, first off, absolutely no head. There was no head when we poured this at all. Nothing.
Oh, man.
But good lord, this smells like just decadent. Decadent is the perfect term.
Yeah. This is probably more telling about me than the beer, but I feel like I want to just, like, smell it, and if I were to just fall asleep and take a nap with, like,
That aroma.
I would be happy.
It honestly, you know what it smells like to me is it smells like chocolate chip cookies baking in the oven.
With a ton of vanilla.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that vanilla kind of plays with chocolate in a way that a lot of times I get kind of cookie aromas out of it.
Yeah, and like I think most recipes do have a little bit of vanilla extract when you're making the cookies anyway, so it is there, yeah.
But good lord.
Yeah.
The aroma alone is just, oh, it's so good. I want an air freshener of this. Man, that is just, oh.
Okay, so it's like chocolatey, fudgy, vanilla-y. I would say I think there's like a sweet vanilla note that comes out more so than like the fudgy chocolateness.
Yeah.
So trying to think back to some of the other like you asked for it. FO. What are the other ones? It was like,
what is it? Nom Nom?
Nom Nom. Okay.
Is that what it's called?
I forget. Some of those.
Noah.
Noah. Okay.
NOA from Omnipolo.
Yes.
Noah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that one like fudgy brownie.
Trying to think back to this. This is a little bit less fudgy brownie, a little bit more sweet vanilla, which makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think they added enough vanilla in this. All right, I need to get in on this.
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
That is a stupid amount of flavor.
Oh my god. The worst part about drinking a beer that tastes this good is you know that once it's gone, it's gone. Ugh.
So, I've had some of the more vanilla forward Bottle Logic beers sort of recently, so it's a little bit fresher in my mind. This is a little bit thinner than those, so if you're looking for that like extra thick kind of
Thick, chewy.
Yeah, it's not as chewy. That being said, it's got a stupid amount of flavor. So if you were like, I kind of don't want a stout that feels quite as heavy, but I still want just all of that flavor, here you go. And it really is a matter of preference, like the mouthfeel issue. I don't know if there's...
I don't think anyone would be complaining about mouthfeel in this beer.
No, I mean, it's got a ton of flavor. Arguably more than some of the other ones that have some bigger bodies. So it's kind of... This is really like, you can't really... You're splitting hairs. They're both at such a high level of decadent stouts that it's just like, what do you want? It's choose your own adventure at this point. There's no right or wrong. There's no like, this is brewed better than that other one, the way some other beers we review, you know? This is just kind of like, do you want A or B? Because they're both, this is stellar.
This is the ride at Disneyland where like as soon as you get off, you go run to get back in line. Like that's this beer. If this was at a beer festival, I promise you that line would be so long.
It's got just so much flavor that you can't not help but notice it. Like even if you're at a bottle share having a bunch of just, you know, crazy adjunct stouts, I still think this is gonna stand out. I think almost because it has a lighter body, you're not gonna feel as, you know, weighed down by it. So it's gonna stand out in that way, especially up against some of the ones that are just hefty. It's also not very... I would say it's not boozy at all, actually.
I do get a little bourbon character. The thing is this was meant to be a vanilla bomb, and it totally is. It's not... It doesn't taste like a 14.5%.
It's not hot, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not hot at all. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't such an expensive bottle, I'd probably chug this on camera right now. Like, I totally would. I totally would, and I totally could. But, I don't know. I really love the fact that up front, it's just like vanilla. I feel like I'm just drinking liquefied, like, cookie dough. I know, like, that may sound weird, but the vanilla is what's giving me that cookie dough vibe. And then the back end, I get just the slightest oaky, bourbon-y character. But it's faint where it's like, hi, I'm there. And then the rest of it's just washed down with that just sweet, rich, delicious, like chocolate and vanilla. Oh, God, it's so good, guys.
I'm struggling to be like critical of this beer because I feel like that's what... I don't know if most of you want that, but I know there's definitely some of you that watch this that want us to be a bit, you know... critical.
Talk shit on it.
Maybe not talk shit, but just, you know, really try to give you, like, how does it hold up against some of the other favorite, you know, vanilla stouts that are out there? It really just comes down to preference. Do you want it to be a bit more chewy? Then I would say definitely go FO. If you
want more bourbon character, you could probably go with some other beers too.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's kind of, it's not faint, it's just mild.
this is definitely more vanilla forward, but I don't think it makes it like sweeter. I don't think this is more like cloying than any of the other vanilla stouts that are. It's in that same wheelhouse.
Talking the amount of vanilla that you're getting?
Yeah, like the amount of vanilla doesn't make it like too sweet.
Oh,
you know?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Any more than the other decadent vanilla stouts are. It's in that same level.
I mean, in all honesty, it's kind of like a mix between like a bourbon barrel aged stout and a pastry stout with vanilla, because it is really sweet, but it's not overly sweet, and it's not like that thick chewy either that you normally get out of like pastry stouts or some of them. But man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys.
It's good.
I'm drinking it as slow as I can, and it's already almost gone. So if that doesn't give you any inclination of how good this is, I don't know what else will. It's magic.
I mean, I hope they sold out, because I don't know why they wouldn't drinking it. Like, it's...
they sold.
It's a home run for them. Oh, yeah, I figured.
I'm really hoping that they make this again. I think they had like a 2 bottle per person limit, but it was already quite expensive.
Yeah, honestly, I bet you they could even do a little bit less vanilla and you probably wouldn't even notice.
They probably could, but it's kind of fun that they just added an absurd amount of vanilla in this. It's almost like they did this beer as a dare. Like they came out with some bourbon barrel-aged stout with vanilla, and people like, come on, man, have you ever tried FO? Like, you know, they probably were just naming a bunch of other vanilla bourbon barrel-aged stouts, and were like, there's not enough vanilla in there. And then someone at Alvarado Street was like, well, fuck you then, we're going to add it all. We're going to charge a buttload of money for it too, but rightfully so. I don't know if you guys out there know, but vanilla beans are not cheap, especially if they are sourced from out of the country, and I'm sure that they get really high quality vanilla beans as well.
Yeah. You know what I really enjoy from this label art is that they're literally showing like the brew process of the brewer with gloves on scraping the vanilla bean itself, and that's just such a like any home brewer or brewer out there
can
has
feel
done
that.
Can feel like, oh man, stupid damn vanilla beans.
Yeah. I've only actually brewed with vanilla beans once. I did extract before I did the real vanilla beans, and it's not fun. So I could just imagine with how many vanilla beans they did. You can't. You don't just buy vanilla beans and then like just drop them into your fermenter. That's not how it works. No. You literally have to scrape. The term that most people in the brew industry use is the caviar out of the beans, because the actual inside of the vanilla bean, it looks like little tiny eggs, little tiny caviar eggs. But hot damn, well they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure what they set out to do, but I'm pretty sure they did it, because I am loving this beer.
I will say this definitely makes me curious to know what the base beer without vanilla tastes like. Kind of going off of our knowledge of how Bottle Logic does it. They kind of brew for the barrel. This seems very much like they made a really big stout, and I'm kind of like, what does just the stout taste like?
Yeah.
I kind of think it would be really good.
And are they going to, or have they made any other adjunct versions? Like, if they did this with vanilla beans, I want to see what they do with raspberries. I want to see what they do with coffee. I want to see, I want to see it all, man.
The whole lineup.
Yeah. Oh.
And we're not, obviously, Alvarado Street is more NorCal. So for Southern California, it is still a bit of a pain to get some certain Alvarado beers. Yeah, this is definitely one of those, like, if you're anywhere near Alvarado Brewing, like, go check them out. Why aren't you doing that now?
Yeah, and send us.
Send them our way.
Send us some, please. Well, guys, I think we basically covered it on Chop and Scrape here. This was a fantastic beer from Alvarado Street. It does say batch number 2. which means that there probably will be a batch number 3 in the future. I believe I ordered this around summertime of last year. So if you guys are really interested in trying it, I would say keep your eyes out. Follow Alvarado Street on Instagram.
Yeah.
You'll probably see this in the near future. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Share with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, it means a lot for the support side of everything, and it helps get us more exposure so we can make more episodes like this one. So until next time, I'm Jeff.
Now, Jacob.
And we'll see you again on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers.
Boop. Today, as we are amongst friends, it seems like a great time to try out Santiaderis's Amongst Friends. So if you're a friend, let us amongst.